What's up, YouTube? It's your boy John Trades, and welcome back to another video. And today, as you can tell by the title and everything, I want to talk to you guys about how I was able to win a 1 to 10 risk to reward trade and how I spotted it, how I set it up, and my strategy for this 1 to 10 to work out for me, and how I managed the trade. So, yeah, it ended up netting me $5,000 today. If we look at the performance stats, scroll down yesterday, as you can see, almost $1,000, and I have 5 accounts, 5 express accounts, so $5,000. And yeah, I just took some trades just now, netted $800. I took it with my Discord. In the overnight session, took a couple of these longs, popped up, came back down, took some longs again, popped up, secured some profit, and just secured another $800. And I'm about to go over the strategy I use for that. I'm gonna go over the one I used for this morning, the strategy I used for this morning, not what I used over here. I'll save that for later. But that being said, let's go ahead and go over this strategy that netted me. Oh yeah, before I say that, all of these trades were called out in my Discord. I'll leave that down below in the descriptions. In the description, all these trade setups was called in my Discord. I call out everything, even if I lose a trade, I call it out. I don't delete anything. So, and yeah, and people took it with me. If I go over to the members chat, you see people was taking it with me. Go over to P&L. Some people took it with me. So yeah, that being said, let's stop yapping. If you want to join that premium, I'll leave the link down below in the description. But let's go over the trade that netted me a 1 to 10 risk to reward. Risk to reward, yeah. As you can see right here, it was really 1 to 7.5. That's because I was trailing my targets, but it could have easily been a 1 to 10. So sorry, little clickbaity. I apologize. Shoot me. I'm sorry. Don't shoot me, but it's actually 1 to 7.5 ish. Only reason I didn't take profits up here is because I thought it had more room to run if we held down here. As you can see, we did have a little bounce. I thought it was going to continue up, but it didn't. But it's okay. Either way, looking at the trade, before I go into the setup, I want to talk about how I managed the trade. So looking at this setup, or looking at my entry, I entered very early. If I go to the 3 minute instead, you'll see my entry. Oops. Can I? Oops. Can I control Z that? Yeah, I can. So looking at the 3 minute, I waited for this 3 minute to open and look for bullish momentum, as well as looked for some good buyers on Bookmap. We got that, and I entered. So let's talk about why I moved my stop down here below this candle instead of, well, it was originally right here, but the way buyers and were looking, I moved it eventually down here. Let's tighten that a little bit. So 1 to 8. But I tightened it to this candle because, one, we broke these lows right here that we were struggling to break through. Or usually when we break through like a certain side on New York Open, the 630 Open, you see we were consolidating for the most part. We like to reverse, and usually it'll be the low of the day. If you saw the CVD as well as Bookmap, you can see that if it broke below that, I didn't want any more of the trade. That's why I had my stop loss right there. And how I trailed it is I took my partials off at these highs. As you can see at 90.2 is where I took some partials off, which was right here. And then I let the rest run. I had 2 more contracts. Only trading 5 micros, by the way. You do not need minis to absolutely cook. But let the rest run. Took 1 more off at about 4,000 because that's a pretty good psychological level. But we blasted through that. So took 1 more off there and let the last run. Just trailing the stop loss leading to this 1 to 8 trade, aka 1 to 10. But let's get into the setup. I know you guys don't really care about how I was managing my strategy, but I was targeting these highs anyway for full TP, and it eventually hit. I just wanted to see more, and I just trailed my stop loss instead. What's up, buddy? But anyway, let's get into the strategy that helped me net this 1 to 10 trade right here. What's up? Oh, he's scratching himself. Okay. Anyways, so all right, let's take it one by one, right? Let's remove everything off of here. Let's remove the volume profile. Let's remove VWAP, and let's hide this for now. Oops, I just moved it to the top. Collapse that. Okay, as you can see, I had this supply zone drawn because if you take a look at how the price action is moving at this certain area that I drew it at, you can see every time we tap into it, not only do we buy out of it, but it buys out aggressively. You see, we tap into it one time, aggressive buyers. You barely see any red candles. We consolidate in it, aggressive buyers. Tap back into it, aggressive buyers all the way up. Tap back into it again, aggressive buyers. Tap back to it again, aggressive buyers. So that made me look at in this area as a supply zone, looking at this area for some sort of entry. Now I did enter right here. I originally wanted to enter it over here, but I just missed the setup. So I thought I missed the whole move, but eventually it did retrace. Luckily, it retraced back and it gave me another opportunity to enter. So that's one thing. We had this supply area that we kept bouncing out of with momentum. You see, one time we bounced out with momentum. We did it again, did it again, did it again, did it again, and then the move that I caught. So that let me know that there's some sort of passive buyer down there that is loading up on contracts every time we tap into the zone. Just because every single time that we do, we bounce out of it and protect this area. So that let me know by itself that it looked like we're going to be looking for more longs than shorts. As well as I was watching the charts for like 2 hours before I actually took a trade. So just watching this patiently, waiting for the good setup to show up and everything. So, but yeah, just bouncing out of this area with a lot of aggression. It showed me that there's some sort of buyers or some sort of buyer protecting this area. So that's one thing. We can go ahead and get rid of that. Actually, I'm gonna keep it because just in case we retrace back to the area, I know where we're at. Number two, we've been chopping at point of control for the longest time, and if we mix that in with the VWAP, you can easily see that we kept bouncing off of VWAP. So boom, bounced off it one time, almost touched it, bounced, tap point of control, bounce, tap VWAP, bounce, VWAP tap again, bounce, VWAP tap again, bounce. Now you might be wondering, oh, we've been chopping at point of control. What made you want to take longs down here and with point of control right in front of you, as well as value area high, blah blah blah. The reason I took longs down here because it was worth the risk. It followed my setup. Yes, we did have some traffic in front of me, but you can't beat a trade that's only. I think I was risking $150 on this trade because I'm trading 5 micros. I got in. What did I get in? Maybe less or maybe more. No, I lied. I risked around $220 on this trade to make to make $1,000 basically. So oops, sorry. So that by itself, like I've been explaining to you guys, we are risk managers at the end of the day. And I would take this trade 100 times out of 100, especially with the momentum that we saw building, not only on here through the supply zone and us holding VWAP and point of control, but as well as on Bookmap, which is the third confluence we used. We saw that. I wish I could bring it up right now, but I can't. But we saw that buyers were building down here because sellers kept failing to push through. The CVD was looking for more and more bullish as this consolidation kept playing on. Like I said, I was watching the market for 2 hours before I took this trade, and everything was just looking more towards on the buyer's side. So once I saw a confirmation of buyers off this new candle, I just got in as quick as I can and limited my risk as small as I can. And yeah, after that, it just took off. So yeah, that's my setup. I was going to try to find a way to keep yapping, but that's really it. So supply zone because we kept tapping into this area and bouncing out of it with aggression. So that meant there was some sort of passive buyer loading up. 2, VWAP bounce. We kept bouncing off of VWAP. 3, we were chopping for a little bit, and we kept making higher lows as well. If you can see right here, we kept making higher lows. kept making higher lows. We eventually broke out of it, but retraced right back in it almost instantly. So, yeah, higher lows, VWAP bounces, as well as the New York Open. This happened around like 6:30. When did I enter? 6:45 ish. So, all that being said, all that playing together, just being patient and disciplined, waiting for the tap. Like I said, I tried to get in back here. It went without me, and I thought I was screwed. But luckily, it did retrace back to VWAP, and I got a second entry or a second chance at an entry, and got in right there and let it ride. So yeah, 5 micros, risk managers, not risk seekers. I don't know, but yeah. That being said, that was my setup for today. And then I just targeted the highs, like I said earlier. Targeted these highs, eventually played out. My first target was, I think, these highs right here. Either these highs or these highs. Took some off right here, then took one off at 4,000. Left the runner. Ended up netting $1,000 on the trade. So yeah, if you want to come trade with me, I'm live every day. Call out my trades every day, as you saw in the premium Discord. I'll leave the description, or I'll leave my premium in the description down below. Sorry, I've had a long day. I'm tired. I'm ready to watch some snowfall and go to bed. But up 9:30 this morning, and then up another 800 tonight. Maybe if y'all want that video going over this setup, I'll go over it for you if you want. If not, it is what it is. But yeah, if you want to join my Discord, I'm live every day. Call out trades every day. I'll leave that down below in the description, as well as make sure you follow my Instagram and TikTok, because I drop a bunch of informative reels on there as well. So yeah, other than that, it's been your boy John Trades, and I'll catch y'all boys later. You guys have a beautiful, blessed trading session. God loves you, and deuces.